Now we've got our housekeeping out the way, let's trash the joint, shall we, by inviting into the conversation Mr. Kevin O'Sullivan. Hi, Kev.
Hi, Alex. Tonka Toy of Terror. I like that.
I know, like pull you back and let you go. That's what I'm intending to do. Do you know, I'm going to give you something. I'm just going to give you a bit of information and then let's see how you react to it. So, when I was talking about the migration statistics with Tony Smith, former head of the UK Border Force, at the very start of this programme, he broke down the figures for me. And yes, we know we have net migration of far lower than we've ever had, but when you actually read into what's gone on here, it ain't good. You've got over 100,000 18 to 35-year-olds leaving the country, you know, most of the workforce. And of those arriving, 383,000 are from non-EU countries, the developing world, the main countries, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. Of the 383,000 coming from the developing world, only 14% are working.
It's just Keir Starmer and this catastrophic government are just ruining this country. It's extraordinary. I mean, you talk about all those young people leaving the country, more than 100,000. Over the past year, altogether, something like nearly 300,000 people have emigrated, have left. And of course, the popular thing to say, well, these are all the millionaires, the people who can't take the taxes. No, no, no. Yes, it is very bad that we have the super rich leaving the country, the millionaires, the billionaires. They're not going to stick around because of the taxes. But what is worse is loads and loads and loads of people, especially young people, who are just medium earners, the kind of people who traditionally would have, taken their chances in Britain and worked their careers, looked forward to a prosperous future. They're just going. They're just leaving because there's no chance in this country. There's no prospects. It is just shocking what Starmer and his gormless government are doing to this country. And that budget on Wednesday, I mean, that was the sort of rancid cherry on the rotten cake. It was the end. It was literally the end. It's unbelievable. Did you see? I mean, when you see Starmer and Reeves, but particularly Starmer being interviewed after that budget, you know, you want to throw a brick at the screen. Beth Rigby, who I've had my doubts about lately, she interviewed him while he was with the faithful in rugby. So they hot foot straight from the budget speech to stick themselves in the middle of a load of manic Labour supporters. So it looks like they've achieved some kind of triumph. Now, Beth Rigby sort of put him on the spot and said, "You've broken all the promises. You and Rachel Reeves said when you came into power, sorry, but we can't do anything about the 2-child limit on benefits. That cap has to stay. We cannot afford anything more than that." She said, "You've gone back on that promise." And Beth got angry. You could see she was furious. She said, what do you have to say about that?" There he is. And he said, "Let me answer that question. I have always put at the middle of Labour policy child poverty. We have to lift children out of child poverty." He didn't answer the question. These people have broken every promise they made. The manifesto was just a bit of paper to them. It didn't mean anything. And that budget, as Andrew Neil quite rightly said, that was a watershed in British history. Yeah. It was when this country changed beyond recognition. We are now a welfare system with a country attached. You, me, everyone who's working, every small business, every big business, we exist now to fuel this massive welfare state, which by 2030 will be costing us a grotesque, obscene £427 billion a year. This is disgusting what they're doing to this country.
But I think what is even more toxic about all of this is, yes, we're becoming a sort of massive welfare state with a couple of people breaking their backs to pay for it attached to it, but it's a welfare state for the blimmin' world. It's not even a welfare state for the British. And that, to me, is the most egregious part.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, among the many omni shambles going on. The asylum seeker crisis, the migrant crisis is out of control. It is just, it's a tragic sight to see. And as you say, what we're doing is we are letting, hundreds of thousands, verging on the million migrants in every year, many of them legal, many of them illegal. They get here. I mean, what do we do with asylum seekers when they pitch up on our south coast illegally, having broken our laws, come across the channel, break our laws? What do we do? The first thing we say to them, here's £50 a week benefits. And then later on, they go on to qualify for a lot more. These people, most of them never work. They come into this country, many of them illegally, others legally, and we just pay them benefits for the rest of their lives. What about these Afghanis, the Afghan resettlement scheme that the government kept a secret from us? There are 70,000 Afghan refugees and asylum seekers in this country right now. The ones who came on the resettlement scheme, the ones many of whom pretended collaborated with the British during the Afghan war, have been told they don't have to work for the rest of their life.
Oh, it's mad. A load of these people are going to be extremists. I'm not saying the majority, but a significant chunk of them. Look what's just happened in America, a decision they've taken there. And it's amazing, isn't it, that America's now asking their diplomats to report back on what Britain's up to, how badly they're treating us, because America's right. I actually feel with this government like I'm the victim of some sort of domestic abuse. It's like, one thing that's driving me mad, Kev, is when they say, they have the audacity to say, oh, we've lifted the two-child benefits cap because it's the right thing to do. That this moral superiority. And I feel like they've basically got Britain by its hair. It's holding it there, beating it up, going, bad Britain, nasty Britain, punishy Britain, disgusting Britain, evil Britain. This is for your own good, you horrible little country, you nasty piece of rubbish. That's how I feel I'm being treated by blimmin' Sir Keir Starmer and his cohort of Marxist mad people.
They don't like this country, that's for damn sure. And when you look at what Donald Trump is saying, if only we would react like this. I mean, they had, that Afghani migrant who gunned down those two poor National Guard soldiers, that poor 20-year-old girl died today. The other one, to be honest with you, is likely to die. So you've got two murders there by an Afghani migrant apparently shouting Allahu Akbar as he ran down the street with a gun. This guy came in on Joe Biden's Operation Allies Welcome scheme. He actually did work with the CIA and US Special Forces in Afghanistan, but it just shows, oh, they work with us, so let them all come in. We must let them in. Well, I think that guy tells a story. We should be very worried about.
Kev, I mean, this is an area of my expertise, if you will. I researched this stuff inside out and back to front. And if you knew the sheer volume of people who are gaming the system, who are in cahoots with Al-Qaeda, who the Taliban are providing little letters that they can use to send to the border, who have come over to this country and are making up sleeper cells in every town and city because they want to actually maim us, destroy us, murder us, and all the rest of it. It is enough to give you nightmares. Again, something else that Sir Keir Starmer and the previous government, quite frankly, don't seem to give a flying anything about. It makes no sense to me, the way this country is being run. It's evil. You'll be pleased to know, I don't even know what this rubbish story, but it's broken that French maritime police, get this, say they will soon be able to carry out control and intervention operations at sea. The police get to police. And what are they going to do? Nothing.
Alex, they've been saying that for at least a year now. Oh, we will now, big deal, actually go into the sea, actually go ankle deep into the sea, the English Channel, to try and stop the dinghies at sea. Ridiculously, despite the £500 million we gave them, hitherto, they stopped their efforts, their alleged efforts to stop the migrants at the point where the sea hits the sand. So the migrants, traditionally, for ever since this has been going on, they stand ankle deep in the sea, in the ocean, in the English Channel, while the gendarmes stand on the sand looking at them, literally yards away. And they keep saying, yeah, well, we're going to actually now start going out to sea to actually stop them. Never seems to happen. And even if they do, trust me, they won't stop them. This asylum seeker crisis is ridiculous. And did you notice, I thought one of the key moments that went underreported in Rachel Reeves's budget speech from hell on Wednesday was that she's budgeted for £15 billion over the next 10 years to accommodate asylum seekers. So where is the ambition about solving the migrant crisis in that? There isn't. This government is budgeting for the asylum seeker crisis to go on forever and ever and ever. And what have we learned in the last day or so? That in fact, this government that keeps saying, we're going to really reduce the use of asylum seeker hotels. It's gone up. It's going up and up and up. That everything this government say you can almost guarantee is a lie. It's not true. And at the moment, you know, Keir Starmer's showing sort of slight bit of common sense, saying we've got to rip up Angela Rayner's mad workers' rights bill. You know, we can't have people suing for unfair dismissal 3 hours after they started at a company, which is what she's proposing.
Oh, it's crazy. That workers' rights bill was just mental illness. It's like, you know, I remember speaking to my hairdresser.
Mental illness.
Speaking to my hairdresser one day, he had a person who came to work for him, a young lady, as a hairdressing assistant, a salon assistant, who was from Albania. And she came to work, and so he gave her a job. And as soon as she had the job, she was like, I'm pregnant. I need somewhere to go and lie down. I can't come into work. I can't do this. Oh, I can't sweep the floor. I can't wash hair. I can't. And she took him to court for a tribunal. And the thing is, it ends up when you're an employer like that, you spend so much money on a lawyer that you think it's easier just to go, here's £2,000, go away. And so there are people like that who professionally game the system anyway. And the problem with the Labour Party is they've got this idea that, you know, all these people are beatified, that they're wonderful, that they all have the best of intentions in the world, that nobody would dream of starting work and then basically taking the proverbial. Of course, that's what lots of people do. That this country is basically the constant victim of people taking the proverbial.
And they will lose. The thing about the workers' rights bill, although Keir Starmer is being sensible about it, this is ridiculous. We can't do this. He will fail. He will fail. The workers' rights bill will go through in all its lack of glory because of the backbenchers. He can't do anything. But, you know, he tried to reduce the welfare bill, the backbenchers. No, you're not going to do that. This country isn't being run by Keir Starmer and the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves. It's being run by a bunch of lefty Labour backbenchers who are really, really naive. And you know, you're talking about what you're saying about the way Labour MPs think that all people are wonderful and there's no such thing as con men going into work and suing. Did you see yesterday, this was summed up, hilarious, yesterday on the Today programme on Radio 4, Amal Rajan, who's actually quite a sensible guy.
I like Amal, he's solid.
Yeah, he's an unusual character. I mean, he's left-leaning, but he's a sensible guy. Anyway, he was interviewing Lord Blunkett about the two-child cap. And so he was pointing out, Amal Rajan said, well, the thing is, Lord Blunkett, very BBC, said, you know, people say, oh, well, all these people out of work just claiming for their children. He said 70% of parents who claim child benefit are in work, so they're not all scroungers, right?
Oh, yeah, and he got wronged, didn't he? He had to apologise for saying that word.
5 minutes later, he's sort of, he's kind of prostrate on the ground going, I'm so sorry, I used the word scroungers to describe benefits claimers, and I would never do such a thing. What is wrong with that? We know There are loads of them.
They're scroungers. Do you remember that remarkable story of that gang in like Albania or something living in palaces, and they had about a million fake people claiming welfare or something? It's just like mad. Of course there are scroungers. And actually, we were talking, weren't we, that if you make laws, wrong uns in society flagrantly just go, right, you've changed the game, we've changed up ours. And to build upon the French police now being able to enter the water, way, the French can get their feet wet.
By the way, I bet they've been saying this for a year, and they never do it.
What's hilarious is why this has happened, and it is all about the wrong uns in society know the law and they know how to get around it. So, right, what had been going on is the smugglers had increasingly used what is known as the taxi boat method, which consists of sending off a precarious inflatable boat 8 to 10 metres long from a point far from gathering areas. So massive Chinese-made dinghy right up there, nowhere near where all the migrants are lurking around on the beaches waiting to get on it. It then tantalisingly comes down the coastline, picking people up en route, a bit like the number 72. And what the migrants have to do is wade into the water to get to the dinghy. Now, the reason they did this is because of the French police not being able to enter the actual water. So the French police would have sat there and watched these girt vessels coming down like this down the coastline, just picking people up, people going into the water to get the passing blimmin' boat. And the French police are like, oh, we can't do anything because we might get our loafers a bit damp. So whatever comes up. So now the French police are allowed in the water.
Well, they say they are.
They say they are.
They've been saying this for a year. That I bet they don't. It's police unit. The police union over there is very much against this. So they keep saying we're going into the water, and they never ever do. So I'll believe it when I see it.
Kev, what do you think about this story that the French, in their wit and wisdom, are going to bring back national service?
Well, why not? You know, good idea. Let's do it in this country too. I mean, it wouldn't. I mean, I've always sort of recoiled from those old traditional angry of Tunbridge Wells ideas, like no, but bring back conscription. But we are in such a mess now, such a social mess now, that I think I might sort of be veering towards being in favour of it. Why not?
No, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I think young people could do with the discipline.
Our army is so depleted anyway. So a bit of discipline for kids, give them something to do, and bolster our incredibly depleted armed forces that wouldn't even fill Wembley Stadium if you put them all together.
You might be relieved to know. You might be relieved to know, Kev, or panicked, I don't know. But I took the decision a few months ago to do just that, to help bolster our depleted armed forces. And I'm in the process of signing up as a reservist.
Are you? Good for you.
Yeah, I am. I am. No, seriously, I've just...
What sort of rank do you think you'll be? You're not officer class.
I know, I don't think I should disclose too much on...
Private Phillips, that'll be about it.
I don't think I should disclose too much on air quite what I'm applying to do, but it ain't firing a gun or flying a plane, you'll be pleased to know, because I don't think I'd be very good at that stuff. I am very good at the cryptic crossword, though, and they used to recruit people...
I remember.
...in the Second World War to Bletchley Park via the Telegraph cryptic crossword. So I might not have much brute force or cunning, but I do have a relatively functional brain, some might say.
True. I agree with that.
And what would you look? I know you're way too ancient, Methuselah, to sign up as a reservist, but if there was a war tomorrow, what would you do?
What if I could sign up?
Yeah, what would be your thing? What would be your like?
You know, all these. When I was younger, when I was within the age group, all my, you know, this was during the days when all kids were revolutionaries and peace lovers. And I always said that I would sign up like a shot because it would be interesting. So, you know, it would be a fascinating thing to do. Also, I'm a boy, I'm a guy, so I kind of like the look of weapons and things like that.
Yeah,
so
you'd be there like with like, you know, you're like a nice
deep intellectual approach to all of this. So yeah, I'd sign up like a shot.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be handling a weapon.
What would I do if there was a war?
Yeah.
Now that I'm too old, I mean, I'd try and help.
I reckon you would anyway. I reckon you'd be the first at your front door with a coal shovel or something. Just be like, I'm in.
Yeah. You got anybody I can shoot?
Oh, well, blimey. We'll probably get Ofcom onto us now. Kevin O'Sullivan does not intend on shooting anybody.
It wasn't a joke, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a joke. Something we don't understand anymore. Kev, I love you so much. Thank you so much for helping this show continue a bit of a comic edge, because Lord knows we need it.